Hey, my name is Ray, and you're watching Roye Books, and welcome to the 22nd installment of my currently checked out series. If you are new to my channel and have never seen any of my currently checked out videos before, essentially the purpose of this series is to raise awareness about the different types of resources available at public libraries. I live in San Francisco, so the San Francisco Public Library System is the library system I utilize the most often. However, I also use library systems throughout the state of California. At the end of each video, I'll be giving y'all a price tally on how much money I saved by utilizing the resources available to me through my local public libraries. Everything in this video was checked out between January 8th and January 15th, and let's get started. The first book that I currently have checked out is 2 Parts Sugar, 1 Part Murder by Valerie Burns, and this is the first book in the Baker Street Mysteries series. I had this one on hold for a hot minute. I had it on hold for so long that I had actually completely forgotten what the synopsis was about and could considered multiple times canceling the hold because I am often at my max of 25 holds. But I'm really glad I didn't because the synopsis sounds really interesting. Our main character, Maddie, is a social media influencer, and her husband or her groom bailed on their live stream wedding, and then Maddie finds out that she has inherited a bakery and a mansion in Michigan left to her by her great aunt. The catch is she has to work in the bakery, take care of a giant dog, and live in this mansion for a full year before she can fully come into the inheritance. Maddie ain't no baker though. And while she's working on her baking skills and whatnot, the mayor of the town is found murdered and Maddie's prints are all over the knife. So with the help of some of the bakery's regulars and Maddie herself, they have to go and clear her name. And it just sounds like a very adorable, cozy mystery. And I'm actually really looking forward to getting into it. Like, I like a good baking, not ever baked before, rebound, reinvention storyline. So I'm looking forward to this one. The next item that I currently have checked out is a science fiction novella called These Prisoning Hills by Christopher Rowe. This one was the result of physically browsing the shelves at a library that I was visiting, and I think I'm really looking forward to it. From what I understand, it is a science fiction novella that takes place in a post-apocalyptic United States. I believe how the United States got into this post-apocalyptic stage is because some AI ruler waged complete and total devastation upon the country with the use of nanotechnology that could transform any flora or fauna into biomechanical weapons of destruction. And there is a woman named Marcia, who is one day found in her very isolated town by federal troops, and they need Marcia's help to find one of the last weapons of this AI ruler. And it sounds pretty good. It sounds a little convoluted, or at least the way how I described it makes it sound a little bit convoluted, but I am looking forward to reading it, and I'm starting to think, just maybe, I'm gonna be one of those science fiction girlies, but only if it's in a novella format. The next item that I currently have checked out is A Dangerous Business by Jane Smiley. I think I came across this one on one of SFPL's coming soon lists, and at first it was mostly the cover that grabbed me. If there is anything anyone ever needs to know about me, it's that I absolutely love Big Sur, and I am absolutely obsessed with McWay Waterfall, which is the waterfall on the cover of this book. I just love it. It's a scene, it's a mood, it's a vibe. Like, I adore it. So when I saw on the cover of this book, I knew that I absolutely had to read this book. And then when I read the synopsis, I was like, oh snap, this is right up my alley. It is a historical fiction mystery that takes place in Monterey in 1851. Is it 18? Yeah, 1851. And the main character, Eliza, has turned to a life of prostitution after the death of her husband, and Eliza ain't too mad about it. She's like, this is cool, it's fine, like whatever. And then one day bodies start turning up on the outskirts of town, and the bodies are young women, and Eliza kind of goes like, ooh snap, I'm not feeling that this much. And she's been inspired by Edgar Allan Poe, and she decides that she's going to try and catch the killer herself. I think she also has a friend, her friend Jean. Yes, her friend Jean is going to help her catch the killer, and it sounds really good. I do really enjoy stories that center prostitutes, especially prostitutes who are kind of like, this is a job, like I'm good with it. So I'm hoping that is the vibe that this book has, and I'm just looking forward to reading something historical fiction about Monterey and the Big Sur area in general. The last adult fiction-y thing that I currently have checked out is The Last Tsar's Dragons by Jane Yolen and Adam Stemple. This one was actually an absolute mistake. I did not mean to check it out. What had happened was I was planning on just checking out these Prisoning Hills, and I was holding on to this one. I meant to put it back on the shelf. I got to the self-check and I just panicked, so I checked it out anyway. I have nothing against Jane Yolen or Adam Stemple, her son, and I don't know why I don't really want to read this. Basically, it is a historical fiction fantasy that takes place in Russia after the Russian Revolution and features a Tsar who is using dragons to terrify his populace. So it sounds good, it sounds interesting, but I just don't think it's the kind of, it's not the kind of book that I'm looking to read at this junction. So it may be returned unread, or who knows, maybe I'll read it. We'll find out at the end of the month when I do a wrap-up video. The next item that I've checked out is a non-fiction book, and it is Simply Sustainable, Moving Toward Plastic-Free, Low-Waste Living by Lily Cameron. During a break in all of the storming that's been going on in California, specifically San Francisco and Northern California, my husband and I went down to Ocean Beach just to check out like how crazy the water was and like how high the tide had come. And the day that we went, it wasn't that bad. It was like a huge break in the storms, like the worst was gone, and it was definitely on a lull, so we were not doing anything dangerous. We were just enjoying a moment at the beach. And we, specifically me, probably also him too, but I can't speak for him, I can only speak for myself. I was incredibly disgusted by the amount of trash and plastic that was tangled up in the seaweed and the driftwood, and that was just laying around the beach. And it made me realize that I am incredibly guilty of consistently using single-use plastic products, and I want to do better. So, as I was browsing the shelves at the library that I was visiting that day, I saw this book and I was like, ooh, that actually fits my vibe right now. So I flipped through it. It doesn't seem like it's too preachy. At least I hope it's not too preachy, because the second something gets too preachy, I can't engage with it anymore. And the photographs are really beautiful, so I'm hoping that this book will help me figure out a way how to incorporate a low-waste, plastic-ish free lifestyle for myself. The last item that I currently have checked out is a teen graphic novel, and it is Iyanu, Child of Wonder by Roye Okupe with Godwin Akpan, and this is volume 2 in the series. I read the first volume in this series sometime last year, I want to say, and then completely and totally forgot that this series was a thing. However, I was watching Freeform Lady's video where she checked out both volume 1 and 2, and I promptly left that tab, hopped over to the SFPL library tab, searched in the catalog for volume 2, saw that we had volume 2, popped a hold on it, got it sent to a library of my choosing, grabbed it off the shelves, brought it home, read 2 pages, and promptly realized that I don't remember a dang thing that happened in volume 1. So now I am waiting for volume 1 to come. But essentially, this series is strongly rooted in Yoruba culture, and I think that's absolutely beautiful. I remember really appreciating that about volume 1 and really looking forward to like diving more into like what fantasy and how all of that is gonna like intertwine. And yes, I am starting to rant now. Anywho, all I know is that the main character has been cast into some place called the Wildlands that is outside of like the bigger kingdom that she supposedly lives in. And that's all I remember. So I absolutely have to read volume 1. And that's it. So how much money did I save by checking out these 6 books from the library? Well, if I could have a drum roll, please. I saved $128.09 by checking out all 6 of these books from my local public library system. And of course, this is not a currently checked out video without me asking y'all, what do you currently have checked out? And if you do not have anything currently checked out, or you're not a library user, or you just want to keep that information private, let me know if there's ever been a time that you realized just how wasteful you can be, or that you have been, and did you do anything to change it? Or have you continued to just move forward in the same ways and practices? Because for me personally, I think at some previous junction, I realized how wasteful I was, and I did like little minor things to change it, but then I slid back into just the same wasteful patterns. So it's a no shame, no shade question. I am just genuinely curious. So yes, those are my questions for you. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to hear me sporadically talk about books here on this channel, please hit that subscribe button. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day and reading wonderful books, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.